let's play. I'm not sure if we've done this chord progression yet. It's E minor to D6. So D6 is F sharp, open A, open D, and A on the G string, and the rest open. Yes, and all open. So yeah. So the way we play that is E minor, D6. Excellent. So, can you keep that going nice and steady, and I'll play along with you? Very good. Okay, so that's where I wanted to get you to be able to play. Is what you're playing there is just accompaniment guitar, okay? And on acoustic guitar, that's kind of like a little bit of a style that you can you've kind of already gotten together. It's just an idea of playing songs, a couple of chords, and accompany in time. Now, if you weren't playing in time, I wouldn't have been able to jam along with you as fluently. I would have had to like really sort of play along with you, you know, like to help keep you on time, or just listen to you play. But that's the mark of a good musician, is that you can play along in time. That's all that really is. So it sounds good. So why don't we do? This is a song that I usually like to teach students. It's called Wake Me Up When September Ends.
We've done this song before.
We've done it? We've got C minor, but there's also a larger C minor that we can do if your hands can handle it. So anyway, let's try this song and then we'll get to those chords. Straight up C chord, C minor. So this is 3, 5, 5, 4, and then we keep the bar there. Sure. And then we're at G. So let's try the whole sequence again. I'll play it for you. Good. Okay, so we played this C minor shape before?
Once.
Once. Okay. Because when I teach beginners this song, I let them do that like little small C minor, which is literally just the top half of this chord. Now this chord is an important one in that we cover a lot of ground. We cover 5 strings. We use what's known as a bar on the guitar. In case I haven't explained it before, a bar is really where you want to keep your first finger straight and barred across the strings. Sometimes in the case of, like, for instance, an F minor chord, it's hard to keep it straight because you have the other fingers to deal with. So what I suggest is to come at it on a little bit of a slant and then put your other fingers down. Now, why is this chord important? We not only use it as a chord in songs, but as we grow to really understand the guitar and what notes go with what chords and arpeggios, for instance, this is a minor form, okay? On the guitar, we really just think of a few forms and then we move them. Because there's no open strings, we can just simply move the chord up and we have a D minor. So let's try that. We have C minor here, there's your root note, move it up to the 5th fret, that's D minor. Move everything up 2 frets. D minor. Move everything up 2 frets. Yep, that's E minor. Now, if we move these things all the way back down, we see the chord that it's derived from, which is an A minor. Okay? You see, I'm fingering it a little bit differently because I want to be able to move it up, put a bar on it, close off the open strings. Does that make sense? Okay, so the same thing happens with the E minor that we did in the beginning of the lesson today. If we want to move that up, we get this. We got all these open strings ringing. Doesn't work. So we have to put a bar on the remaining strings. So we refinger it, move it up, put a bar down. Now we've got F minor. Well, let's try that. So I fingered it with the ring and pinky. There you go. Yep. Let's move that up 2 frets. We've got G minor. Excellent. 2 more frets and we've got A minor. 2 more frets and we've got B minor. Beautiful. That's C minor. Yep. Okay, let's try something. Let's see if we can go G minor. Same strum as the thing we did before. So I'm doing G minor, X bar is C minor. Back to G minor, C minor. Yep. So do 2 bars on each chord. So G minor. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So another word of advice when you play these things, it's important to keep your fingers, the first finger when we play a bar is always good to keep it nice and flat so we cover all the strings, but the remaining fingers you always want to arch them so they don't hit into other, get a nice clean sound. So, check it out. You learned, we took the E minor today, and we turned that into F minor, okay? Between E and this E minor, that's 12 chords. So basically, you learned 12 chords today. One shape. Now, I almost never play E minor up here. Why? I don't know why. It's just uncomfortable. It sounds a little, not the sound I'm always looking for. I might play it there. It's a little less, it's okay there. Well, normally for my music, I'll play it there. I'll play it there. I'll play it there. I'll play it there. Or maybe even this. What I'm trying to illustrate today is that there's a lot of different ways to play major and minor chords on the guitar. But the reason why we do these bar forms, I'll show you. So for instance, if we go back to G minor, we play this chord, a G minor scale, it fits right over the chord. So if you happen to find yourself in the key of G minor, and you need a scale, right there. If you need an arpeggio, it's right there. All the information you need is right there. So, one of the great guitar players one time said, his name is Joe Pass, he said, you know, you don't have to go all over the place looking for notes to play. A lot of times it's right under your fingers within the chord that you're playing. So, when I started to learn how to play what they call out of chords, meaning you play with the notes that are in the chord and the scale that surrounds it, that's when my playing took on a lot more clarity, okay? So the scales are important, you have to know those, but you also have to be able to relate them to the chords, okay? Let's go to C minor, which we learned today. This is an upper version of A minor. We just go up one, put a bar on it. So between this A minor and this A minor, that's 12 chords. So now you learn 24 chords today, okay? So, having done that, let us do, let's run through all the scales that we've done so far. I want to make sure you're good on them. So let's do G major. Beautiful. A Dorian. Beautiful. B Phrygian. Yes. Oh, you're on Mixolydian?
Which one are we on?
D Mixolydian, so that's 10th fret. Yep. Yes, E minor. Yes, very good. Okay, you've got those pretty nicely. Um, the next thing to sort of conquer on the guitar is arpeggios. Okay, so a lot of different ways to play them, but I'm gonna show you some ones that are I don't know. It's depending on how, like what you want to play with them, or how you want to approach them. Arpeggios have always, to me, been a broader subject because, for instance, a G minor, you can play like that, and that's a good solid G minor. If you need a G minor for a song, you can use that. If you need another G minor, you can use that. You need it to sound a little higher and slinkier, use that one. It's just the top half of it. Arpeggios are a little different though, because sometimes people use arpeggios to play some like really quick stuff and impressive stuff, and they sound okay. It's not anything that I really love, so I used to not think arpeggios were good because of that. Another way people use arpeggios is to arpeggiate a song. I think we might have done it already when we did so you're literally just playing out of the chord. You're arpeggiating a chord like a piano player might. So let's try this one. So it's G minor. Yes. Let's go back and forth. Excellent. Okay. So if we look at those two chord shapes, we can automatically find a G minor and an F major arpeggio or triad. Okay, but and you're playing out of chords, so it's correct. The only thing is, I find that it's very kind of doesn't lend itself so good to the guitar to play our arpeggios only like that. So I like to play my minor arpeggios, okay? It's called a long arpeggio, meaning it gives you something more than 3 notes to play, almost like a scale in a way. It's easier to get good runs going out of something like that than it is with just those 3 notes, If you don't have a lot of time, of course those 3 notes are great. You can add some little enclosures like that works out good. But if you have some time the arpeggio in itself is pretty good. If you add some other notes. You got a nice run. So for today, let's work on the G minor arpeggio. So and I use my second finger. Yep. First. Yep. Third finger. On the B flat. Yep. Middle. Third finger. can do, you can just use the first two fingers, then the middle, first, and just pinky. That's a good way to do this arpeggio. Use the middle finger for that. Yeah. First, middle. First. Yep. Use the middle. Yes. Yep. Go ahead. Yep. Yes. Now, an arpeggio like that is very easy to decorate. And what I mean by decorate is arpeggios and scales and chords alone don't really give us music. It's these sort of skeleton of some music, and it's up to us to sort of decorate it. You know, maybe a skeleton is not a good word. Maybe like a Christmas tree. You know, we don't really bring a Christmas tree home and then just stick it in our living room and say Merry Christmas. We bring it home, and one of the fun things that we do is decorate it. You know, we put ornaments up, maybe ornaments that the kids made in school, or tinsel, or garland and lights and things like that. So the ornaments is notes we put in between the arpeggio tones. So for instance, one thing that we might do with something like this would be and that, in a nutshell, is how we can start to develop little runs that we might play on a G minor chord. Okay. I know that's kind of a lot of, kind of a lot to take in at once, but it's really the basis of everything that you're, you know, it's like kind of the third tier of everything that you're learning here. Was there songs that you wanted to learn? I don't remember.
Maybe like Viva La Vida.
Right, you mentioned that to me a minute ago. If you remind me next lesson, we'll do that right in the beginning. Okay. It's pretty simple. You can probably even look it up. It's not that many chords. It's very repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it with another student. Okay?
Okay.